Okay, fine. So guys, see at here already we have seen that transaction server process. Okay, so what is the use of process monitor process? Process monitor process is responsible for monitor all the processes are going on. That means log writer process, then uh, checkpoint process, server process, database writer process. So all these processes are monitor and take the recovery action if any other process are fail. Okay. For example, aborting any transaction, so being executed by a server process and restarting it. If any one of the transaction is aborted, okay, during the execution executed by the server, so again it can be restarted it. Okay, so this is a responsibility of process monitor process. Okay, so this is about the processes. Okay, this is about we have seen that these are the different processes are in the server side, and all these processes are centrally connected to the shared memory. See, this box is nothing but your shared memory. Server process, process monitor process, log manager process, database writer process, log writer process, checkpoint process, whatever the processes we have seen, all these processes are connected to the shared memory. Okay, so what is this shared memory? See, shared memory contain shared data. Shared memory contain shared data. So what are the shared data? That is buffer pool, log table, log buffer, cached query plan. Okay, so what is the shared memory consist of? In shared memory consist of buffer pool, log table, log buffer, then cached query plan. So this what is meant by that? Buffer pool. So this is about the server side process. All these processes are connected to the shared memory, and shared memory consists of buffer pool, log table, log buffer, and cached query plan. So what is meant by log buffer? Okay, buffer pool and log buffer. Buffer pool consists of that all that things. So it is essential table for the granting, and log table. See, log table is essential table for granting and releasing the all the logs which is available into the log table. Okay, log table is it is a table for granting and releasing all the logs which are available into the log table. Okay, so that is nothing but the log table. So apart from this, we have also that is query cached query plan. Cached query plan means reused if some query submitted again. Okay, so this cached query plan means which is responsible for something that get repeated call. Okay, for example, some of the client can be asking same data frequently. See, client can be sending a request to the server side, and server, suppose client having the same data again. Okay, means that repeating call can be, I mean, they can reuse the same data, and same query can be submitted again and again. Okay, so that time that data item are stored into the cache. Cache query plan means what? That they, so that this cache ensure that may not go to the database system. Okay, means client are not going to send a request to the server side, means they may not go to the database system. It can be retrieved in the cache itself. Okay, see, some of the client are frequently required same data. Okay, so these data are stored into the cache in the client side. Okay, so they may not go to the database system. It can be retrieved in the cache itself. Okay, so this is the entire holistic view of the server system architecture. Okay, so all the database process can be accessed shared memory to avoid the overhead of message passing for the lock request grant. Already we have seen that lock manager. Lock manager is essential, or it is responsible for granting and releasing the locks for the concurrency control. So each database process operate directly on the lock table. So instead of sending a request to the lock manager process, in case of cache, so checkpoint whether the transaction happen this particular process, keep the checkpoint every now then. The purpose if multiple query is received multiple from the multiple clients. So depending the situation, you can go to the that particular checkpoint, and probably if something goes wrong, go to that particular checkpoint and restore that data. So this can be done by using checkpoint process. Okay, but log manager process having the responsibility for granting and releasing that log. So cache query plan means what? Cache query plan means what? If some of the client, if okay, same query can be submitted again and again. Okay, so they may not be go to that database system. It can be retrieved from the cache itself. So that data can be storing into that cache. Okay, so you can retrieve that data from the cache itself. So that is the purpose of query cache. Same query can be submitted again and again. So that time this query can be put into the cache itself. Okay, so that is the main purpose of query cache plan. So this is the entire holistic view of the server system architecture. Hope it is clear. Hope that everyone has to be clear that server system architecture. See, this is a overall server system architecture. Hope that everyone has to be clear it. Yes, please feel free. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Please feel free. If you have any doubt, you can ask me anything. Yes, I need a reply from your side. Yes, guys, it's clear. Moving to the next point. Yes, moving to the next point. Yes or no? We are proceed or not? Please give me a reply. Yes, guys. Manisha, Omkar Kulkarni. Omkar Kulkarni, are you there? Yes, Manisha.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So whatever I am saying at here in the server system architecture, so different processes are explained at here. So are you getting?
No, ma'am. No understanding completely.
Okay, fine. So again, I am repeating at here. So see, this is a this diagram is a holistic view of server system architecture. User processes means what? This is a client side. Okay, client can be sending a request to the server side. Okay, but when you're sending a request to the server side, they can use a interface JDBC. Okay, so user are reside into the client side. Got it, Manisha? Manisha, whatever I am saying, user processes, these are client side, the user can sending a request to the server side. So when you're sending a request or communicating using an interface, that is ODBC. Okay, so your client request is sending to the server side. Okay, after receiving this remaining part of this diagram is a server side system architecture. Okay, so server can process that request or execute that request and send back result to the client side. Okay, so when you process that transaction, process that request, so the different processes are happen in the backend side. Backend side, these processes are happen. So which are that processes? So see at here, the first process is data log manager process. Okay, see, this is a log manager process. So what is the what is the responsibility of that log manager process? Log manager process is responsible for granting and releasing the logs. So you have already studied in the database management system, that is log manager process. So avoiding the concurrency control, the logs can be assigned to that transactions. Okay, granting and releasing the logs. Okay, so these log manager process having a responsibility for granting and releasing the logs. Okay, for avoiding the concurrency control. Then database writer process. Okay, output modify. After executing that query, so whatever the output is getting, that output again writes into the memory, that is disk. Okay, in that disk. So database writer process having a responsibility that, so after executing that query, the output has to be modified. That output can be writes into that shared memory, okay, or in the disk. So that is a responsibility of database writer process. Then next is a checkpoint. So you can see that the checkpoint means what? So when you're executing any transaction, if suppose any transaction is aborted, if any transaction is failed, okay, so that time the checkpoint process can be performed some checkpoints, and you can go to that particular checkpoint and retrieve all the stuff or data, okay, and again put it to that shared memory. Means the data cannot be lost. And you can checkpoint means what? You can continuously monitor that whether that transaction is successfully executed or not. If any point the failure can be occurred, in that point whatever the data is there, so you can retrieve that data and again restore it. So this is a responsibility of that checkpoint process. Then log writer process. Okay, so log writer process means in that you have to put the logs, means whatever the during that logging, whatever the processes are happen, so all these can be put into that log writer process. Okay, and what is the responsibility of process monitor process? Process monitor process monitor entire processes from the server side. Okay, so if any process is failed, any one of the process, log writer process is there, your log manager process, if any one of the process is failed, okay, then they can retrieve it and again restore that data. Okay, and then they can find out that problem and go to that particular checkpoint and again that perform that process and result again send back to the server side. Okay, so all this is about the different processes from the server side, and all these processes are centrally, all these see in this diagram, all these processes are connected to the shared memory. Okay, all these processes are connected to the shared memory, but in that shared memory consists of buffer pool. See this box, in that shared memory consists of buffer pool, query plan cache, log buffer, and log table. Okay, so log manager process consists of the log table. Okay, you can perform granting the logs to that particular data item, So this can be put at here into the log table, log buffer. In that log, whatever the logs you can means processes can be happen during that log. So all that things can be put into that log buffer. And query plan cache. So what is meant by query plan cache? Some of the transactions can be happen multiple times. Means same transaction can be means same data can be accessed by that client. Okay, so that time what happened, that query means same query can be executed multiple times, so that query can be placed into the this query plan cache. Okay, so without going to that database system, it can be retrieved in the cache itself. Okay, see, if any one of the query can be means same query can be executed multiple times, same data can be accessed at multiple times, so that query can be put into this cache. Okay, so this may be means without go to that database system, it can be retrieved from cache itself. Next time same query request can be getting from the server side. So by using this cache, so this can be retrieved from here. The purpose of query cache plan, this is the main, you can access the data fastly. So this is the entire holistic view of the server system architecture. I hope that it is clear. Yes, Manisha? Manisha Vasu, it is clear? Yes, Manisha?
Yes, ma'am, clear.
Okay, fine. Then we are going to moving to the next. Already we have seen in that server system architecture consists of two types of server, transaction server and data server. Transaction server is mostly used in a relational database system architecture, and the second is a data server. Okay, so this is used in the object-oriented database system. See guys, in the server system architecture consists of two types of server, transaction server and data server. Transaction server is used in a relational database system, and the data server, this is used in the object-oriented database system, because nowadays instead of relational database system, many other advanced document-oriented database systems are used in the software industry. Okay, nowadays instead of relational database system, okay, so which are the database systems are used? That is object-oriented database systems were used. Okay, so the issue, these are the nothing but the database server. So see at here, what is meant by database server? So the client are compatible in processing power to the server. See, what is meant by database server? So database server means client are also capable for performing a task. In server side architecture, server are responsible for executing a query. See, client can only send a request. Client are not process that query. Who can process the query? Who can execute that query? Yes, Vaishnavi, Gauri. In transaction server, who is responsible for executing a query? Yes, Manishri Patil, are you there? Sanskruti?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I am asking in the transaction server, so who is responsible for executing a query? server. Client can only send a request, right? Server can execute that request and result send back to the client side, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but in case of data server, see, in case of data server, the client is comparable in processing power to the server. Client is also capable for executing a transaction. See, most of the time, if the transaction is executed by the server, server will be busy most of the time, right? So, in performing a task, so client are just sending a request to the server and wait for the reply. So in case of transaction server, client can only send a request to the server side and wait for reply, right? But what happened in the most of the time, what happened, the server will be busy in the most of the time, so you can execute the transaction at the client side also. In the data server, what client are also are comparable in the processing power, means client is also comparable in the processing power to the server. Server सारखी त्याच्याकडे पण capability आहे. Client can also execute a query, not only sending a request. These are also capable for executing a query. Okay. So sending a request to the server and that means, so you can execute a transaction at client side also. Your client are also having the capability to execute a transaction. Are you getting whatever I am saying? Yes, Sanskruti, are you getting?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, data server, its name itself says that it is a server which store a data, but in the transaction server, what we have to see, client can only send a request, right, and wait for reply, and server having a responsibility to execute that transaction and send a result back to the client side. But in case of data server in the client are also having a good configuration, and client are also comparatively they're having a processing capability to execute a transaction, not server are executing. Client are also having a what, such type of configuration and processing power to execute a transaction. So the task to be executed in the compute intensive. See, data is stored at the server, but they are not execute the transaction, and transaction will be executed by the client side. So when client will perform a transaction, so client require the data and client request to the server for a data, right? So when you perform, see, whatever I am saying, client are also capable for executing a transaction, right? But when you executing that transaction, client required a data, right? Client, what we have to saying at here, client is also more powerful for performing a transaction. But when you performing that transaction, the client required some data. So server, in this process, server send so client can be request for data, and server sending a data to the client side. So see at here, the data are shifted to the client where the processing is performed. See, in this case, transaction is executed from the client side, because client are also having processing capability as like a server. But when you performing that transaction, client required data. ते ट्रान्झॅक्शन परफॉर्म करण्यासाठी क्लायंटला डेटा लागणार आहे, बरोबर आहे. मग व्हॉट हॅपन, द क्लायंट कॅन बी रिक्वेस्ट फॉर द डेटा टू द सर्व्हर. क्लायंट काय करेल, client can be give the performing a request, will perform a request for a data. So server can ship that data to the client side. So that time, according to the request of the client, server can ship the data to the client side. Server काय करेल? Server can, whatever the data is required for a client for performing that transaction, so server can ship that data to the client side where the processing is performed, and then ship result back to the server. Server काय करेल? Server can execute that transaction, and whatever the result is getting, so that result is sent back to the server side. Yeah, see, इथं उलट आहे बघा सगळं. इथं काय ट्रान्झॅक्शन इन द ट्रान्झॅक्शन सर्व्हर व्हॉट हॅपन? Client can send only request and wait for reply. Server having a responsibility to execute that transaction and send result back to the client side. But in this case, data server, so data server client are also having the processing capability to executing a query, executing a transaction. But when you executing a transaction, client wants a data for performing that transaction. So client can be request to the server about data. So data can be shifted to the client where processing is performed, and then after processing a transaction, the result send back to the server side. Right. So this is architecture require full backend functionality at the client side. See, backend side, what is in the backend side? Anyone? Already we have seen that front end la काय असतं आणि back end la काय असतं in the database system. The database system can be divided into two parts, front end and back end. So in the back end, which are the functionalities there? Backend SQL engine. See, in this diagram, already we have seen that. See, in this diagram, client server system. See, this is a front end and this is a back end. In front end, it is a user interface. You can write the SQL query at here. Okay, so report can be generation tool is there, data mining and analysis tool is there. This is in the front end side. Okay, but when you say writing a query at SQL user interface and sending to the backend side, that is SQL engine. Backend la काय असतं? SQL engine. So see at here, in case of data server, okay, in case of data server, this architecture require full backend functionality. This architecture require means SQL engine is also required in the client side also, right? For executing that transaction. So in the client side also require full backend functionality at the client side. They are used in the many object-oriented database system. Already I am said that transaction server system is used in the relational database system architecture. Okay, but the data server, this type of server are used in object-oriented database system. Okay, but when you using that data server, some of the issues are arise. When you using that data server, some of the issues are arise. Okay, see, sending a data from data server to client depending on how many data server shifted to the client side. Okay, how much data we are going to shift it to the server side. Okay, so what are the issues can be arise? The first issue is page shipping versus atom shipping. So when you using this data server architecture, okay, these are used in the object-oriented database system. So some of the issues are arise. The first issue, we can go to every issue. The first issue is page shipping. So what it say? If I am shipping the collection of record, then it is called as a page. Entire page, in that page consists of what? Collection of records, collection of tables. So all entire page is shifted to the client side. Entire page is shifted to the client side for performing that transaction. That is page shipping. What is atom shipping means what? Only single record, only single tuple will be sending to the client side. So that is nothing but the atom shipping. Are you getting? Yes. Page shipping means what? And see, here I am going to clear about that page shipping and atom shipping. See, this is a client 1. Okay, so this is a client 1. Client 1 performing a transaction for transfer. See, this is a data server, and in that data server consists of the 4 account holders. Account, okay, A, B, C, D. Account A having 500 amount, account B having 600, account C having 1000, and account D having the 400. Okay, account A is the branch is Pandharpur, B is a Sangola, C is a Solapur, and D is a Pandharpur again. Okay, so client A can perform a transaction, transfer 100 rupees from account A to account B. This is a transaction. Okay, what is the client A perform a transaction? Transfer 100 rupees from account holder A to account holder B. Okay, so client can be request to the data server about A. Okay, they want the information about A and B, right? So they can request for A and B. So data server can send the account information of A and B to client side. Okay, so data server can send the data atom A and B about from the client side. Okay, only single tuple will be sending to the client side. So this is called as atom shipping. म्हणजे डेटा सर्व्हर कडून क्लायंट सर्व्हरला एक रेकॉर्ड जर सेंड झालं तर त्याला म्हणायचं atom shipping. Okay, but when you sending an entire page means A, B, C, D. Okay, whatever the records in that page, so entire page, see, the client can sending only requirement about A. Clients want the information about, they are requested to the data server about A, but data server can send entire page A, B, C, D to the client side. So that is nothing but the page shipping. That is nothing but the page shipping, means entire page is shifted to the client side, and only one tuple is sending to the client side. This is nothing but the atom shipping. So are you getting this? Mukund, Gaurav, are you getting this? Page shipping and atom shipping. Only one tuple, only one record is sending from data server to client. So that is nothing but the atom shipping. Page shipping means entire page. Page म्हणजे collection of records, collection of tables. So everything, all the entire page is shifted to the client side. So that is nothing but the page shipping. Are you getting? Yes, Pooja Birazdar, Sanika, are you getting? Yes, please give me a reply. Otherwise, how can I know that whatever I am teaching with you, you are understood or not? Please feel free and ask me. Yes, Pooja. Pooja Biraja. Okay, yes. So see guys, what is page shipping means? Entire record means collection of record is sended to the client. Client can only request for A, but data server can sending the page, entire page to the client side. So that is nothing but the page shipping. And in the atom shipping means what? Client can only request for A and they can sending only A, or you can say that one tuple or one record is sending to the client side. That is nothing but the atom shipping. See, the first issue of data server is what? Page shipping versus atom shipping. Okay. So page shipping means what? So unit of communication for a data can be coarse granularity and the fine granularity. Okay. So already you have to know the difference between coarse and fine granularity. Fine is always smaller and coarse is always what? Greater. So fine means one tuple or one record. So this can be called as a, so that is nothing but what? Fine granularity, and coarse is always greater. So this is nothing but the page. Means your how much data we are going to shifted to the client side. एक सिंगल रेकॉर्ड सेंड करत असाल तर त्याला तुम्ही म्हणू शकता atom shipping. Entire page you can shift it to the client side, then you can say that it is a page shipping. त्याला आपण coarse granularity म्हणतो किंवा fine granularity. Okay. युनिट ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन म्हणजे किती साईज ऑफ डेटाशी तुम्ही कम्युनिकेट करताय. ओके. पेज मीन्स collection of record and tuple means one single record you can shift it to the client side. Okay. So atom shipping, in the atom shipping what happened? Overhead of message passing is high as compared to data transferred. See, atom shipping where we are going to ship the one record at a time. Now this has overhead of message passing is high as compared to data transmit. So let me give one example. This is one side. So see at here, this is an example. Suppose I want a record D. I want a record D. So I am sending a request for D. So one by one, they can send one, then B, then C, then D. Means it has overhead of message. Means every time client can be request sending a message to the client server side, and then server can be shifted a data. Means now this has an overhead of message passing is high as compared to data transmit. So means data transmit करण्याच्या ओव्हरहेड पेक्षा मेसेज ट्रान्समिट करणं जास्त ओव्हरहेड आहे ह्यामध्ये, ह्या प्रोसेस मध्ये, ऍटम शिपिंग मध्ये. ओके. सो सपोज in this so suppose here only they can require the data account of information about account D, but when you sending a message to the client side, client can send a first A, then they can say that no, A don't want, then they can say B. Like this way means overhead of sending a message as compared to sending a data in case of atom shipping. But in case of page shipping, client wants only A, but they are shifted entire page to the client side. Okay. So this is the first issue. Then we are going to moving to the next issue, that is adaptive log granularity. See, adaptive log. 1 minute at here, some remaining point is remaining at here. Instead of when a particular atom is requested, other atom are also sent, which is maybe used in the future. See, in the page shipping, what happened? We are only required account information of A and B, but data server can send B. We are not only, you have to require transfer 100 रुपये मधून B च्या अकाउंट मध्ये आपल्याला आपल्याला फक्त कुठल्या दोन अकाउंटची इन्फॉर्मेशन पाहिजे, फक्त ए आणि बी. बट डेटा सर्व्हर सेंडिंग entire page to client side, so there is no need of C and D, but data server sending the entire page to the client side. Okay, so fetching the items even before they are requested is called prefetching. म्हणजे आपण रिक्वेस्टच केली नाही सी आणि डी साठी, तरी सुद्धा सर्व्हरने आपल्याकडे डेटा पाठवला. म्हणजे फेचिंग द आयटम, जे आपल्याला आयटम फेच करायचे ते आपल्याला सध्या लागणार नाहीयेत, पण तरीही सर्व्हरनी दे कॅन सेंडिंग टू द क्लायंट साइड. सो दॅट इज नथिंग बट द प्रीफेचिंग. सो प्रीफेचिंग इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज ए पेज शिपिंग. Okay, entire page is shifted to the client side. Okay, then moving to the next issue, that is adaptive lock granularity. Okay, locking become issue. Okay, lock are usually granted by the server, so all of you have to know that. Who can granted the lock? लॉक कोण करतं ट्रान्झॅक्शन वरती किंवा एखाद्या डेटा आयटम वरती लॉक कोण टाकतं? Who can granted that lock? क्लाइंट टाकतो का सर्व्हर टाकतो? Locks are usually granted by anyone? Client or server? Pallavi, Monali, Tejaswini. Who can grant the lock? Lock are usually granted by client or server. Anyone? Client or server? Who can grant the lock? Sanskruti?
Server, ma'am.
Yeah, server having a responsibility to grant the locks, right? So locks are usually granted by the server for the data items that is shipped to the client machine. Data server मध्ये आपण काय बघितलंय की क्लायंटला सुद्धा तेवढीच कॅपॅबिलिटी आहे की they are going to perform a transaction, but when you performing that transaction, client wants a data and that data are storing on the server side. So client can be request for that data and the server can ship that data to the client side. Okay, but before shifting that data or before sending any data item to the or before allotting the data to the client, so they are first lock. ते पहिल्यांदा काय करावं लागतील? They are first locked and shifted to the client side. See, if client are request for some data to the server, so server before sending any data to the client side or allotting that data to the client, the data is first locked and then shifted to the client side. Okay, so there is disadvantage of page shipping. So see at here. Page shipping चे disadvantage काय आहेत बघा. So client machine may be granted a lock on a page. आता see in this diagram. See in this diagram. Client A perform a transaction, transfer 100 rupees to A to B. क्लायंटला काय ट्रान्झॅक्शन परफॉर्म करायचंय? अकाउंट ए मधून होल्डर कडून अकाउंट बी मध्ये 100 रुपीज दे आर गोइंग टू ट्रान्सफर. सो क्लायंट ए वॉन्ट्स द रेकॉर्ड ऑफ ए अँड बी. ओके, क्लायंट ए ला फक्त कुणाचा रेकॉर्ड पाहिजे? ए अँड बी. बट डेटा सर्व्हर सेंडिंग एंटायर पेज टू द क्लायंट साइड, राईट. आणि मग एंटायर पेज सेंड केलं की तो सगळ्यांवरती बिफोर सेंडिंग अ डेटा टू द क्लायंट साइड, the server can be grant the locks on that entire page. त्या पेज वरती जेवढे रेकॉर्ड्स आहेत त्या सगळ्यांवरती लॉक ग्रँट केलं जाईल. मीन्स इन द लॉक टेबल A, B, C, D are were locked. कारण हे एंटायर पेजच क्लायंट साईडला शिफ्ट केल्यामुळं त्या पेजवरती जेवढे काही रेकॉर्ड्स असतील किंवा जे काही टेबल्स असतील ते सगळे काय होतील, लॉक होतील. ओके, सो what are the disadvantage of page shipping? Client machine may be granted lock on a page, locks all the atom contained in that page. त्या पेजवर असणारे ABCD सगळे लॉक होतील, even if client is not accessing some atom in that page. आता ह्या ट्रान्झॅक्शन मध्ये तुम्ही बघितलं, क्लायंटला फक्त कुठले दोन रेकॉर्ड पाहिजेत, A आणि B. They does not want C and D, but server can perform a lock. They can grant a lock on entire page. So C and D are also locked. C and D are also locked. Suppose other client machine that require locks on those data atom. See, suppose other transaction means suppose client number 2, they can perform a transaction on the account C. Okay, but now client 1 can lock that data atom. Entire page client 1 कडे गेलंय, त्यामुळे ABCD सुद्धा लॉक झालेत. पण समजा एखादी दुसरा क्लायंट आहे, other client machine that require the locks on those atom may be blocked unnecessary. See, unnecessary C and D are held by the T1. Suppose transaction T1 is transfer up 100 rupees from A to B. Okay, so this is a transaction T1. So unnecessary C and D are held by the transaction T1, though there is not used by at client 1. C आणि D ची client 1 ला गरजच नाहीये, तरी पण client 1 ने काय केलंय, client 1 can log that C and D. So other client are not use that data. So see at here, lock D and escalation. See, lock de-escalation means what? The server can send a request its client to transfer back locks. आता बघा ह्या केस मध्ये लॉक de-escalation म्हणजे काय, की आता दुसऱ्या क्लायंटला C आणि D पाहिजे, पण क्लायंट A न ते काय केलंय, लॉक केलंय. मग सर्व्हर कॅन सेंड अ रिक्वेस्ट टू क्लायंट. सर्व्हर काय करेल, क्लायंट A ला रिक्वेस्ट करेल की ट्रान्सफर बॅक द लॉक्स ऑन प्री-फेच्ड atom that are not used. Client 1 are not used C and D. आता सर्व्हर काय करेल, क्लायंटला रिक्वेस्ट सेंड करेल की ट्रान्सफर बॅक दॅट लॉक्स. ते लॉक्स पुन्हा ट्रान्सफर करा ऑन प्री-फेच्ड atom that are not used. जे तुम्ही यूज करत नाही, C and D तुम्ही यूज करत नाही, पण दुसऱ्या क्लायंटला सध्या C आणि D पाहिजे. ओके, सो इन दॅट केस lock de-escalation. Lock de-escalation means what? The server can send the request to client to transfer back the locks. The locks पुन्हा transfer करा on the pre-fetching atom that are not used. Okay, so those locks can be allocated to other client, and afterward getting back that lock, and again that C and D can be allotted to the other client. Okay, so this is a problem, this is a disadvantage of the page shipping in the data server. Okay, so when you sending the entire page shipping to the client side, and some of the records are not required to that client, but unnecessarily that records are locked. Okay, and if some other client machine that require that data, so that client are not access that data, because client 1 can be granting that locks on that particular data. So that in that case, lock de-escalation. Lock de-escalation means what? Server can send the request to its client to transfer back the locks on the pre-fetched atom that are not used. Okay, तुम्ही जे यूज करत नाहीत असे डेटा आयटम्स पुन्हा काय करा, ट्रान्सफर बॅक can be allotted to the other client. Okay, means other client are requested for that data, so server can send a request to client number 1 to transfer back that locks, and after getting that data, so the server can again allocate that data to the other client. Okay, so that is nothing but the adaptive log granularity. I think this, I hope that this issue is clear to everyone. Yes or no? You can send me a reply in the message box. Then I will be proceed. Yes. Then I will be proceed. Adaptive log granularity is clear. Adaptive log granularity is clear. Pooja, Manali, sorry, Monali, Gaurav, please reply. Please give me a reply. Adaptive log granularity issue is cleared.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
happened? Yes, data server are not sending a single record. Entire page is shifted to the client side. So what happened? Suppose other client machine wants that data, but already the client one machine can be what? Log that data. पूर्ण पेज शिफ्ट झाल्यामुळे त्या पेज वरती असलेले सगळे रेकॉर्ड काय झाले? लॉग झाले. But other client wants this remaining some of the data into that page. So that time that unnecessary data is locked by the client one. So at that time what happened? Lock de-escalation. Lock de-escalation means what? Again server can send the request to its client to transfer back the logs on the prefetched atom that are not used. Okay, and after getting that data to the server side, then the server can allocate that data to other client. Okay, so this is the issue in the disadvantage of page shipping. Okay, adaptive log granularity. Okay, this is the second issue. Then we are going to moving to the next issue, that is data caching. Then the second issue is what? Data caching. Okay, so data caching that are shifted to the client can be cached at the client even after completing that transaction. Baga, data caching means the data that are shifted to the client can be cached at the client even after completing the transaction. Okay, suppose that client wants that data frequently. मगाशी जसं आपण बघितलं की कॅश क्युरी सेम मल्टिपल टाइम सेम क्युरी कॅन बी एक्झिक्युटेड. सो ऍट दॅट टाइम क्युरी कॅश मध्ये ती क्युरी स्टोर केली जाते. सिमिलरली same type of data can be required that client multiple times. Okay, so that after executing that query, that data are shifted to that client cache. Clientच्या cache memory मध्ये store केलं जातं. See, the data are shifted to the client can be cached at the client even after completing the transaction. Okay, म्हणजे मगाशी जसं आपण बघितलं की see here in this example, see at here, after transfer the 100 rupees to A to B, so what is the amount of B and what is the amount of C after successfully completing the transaction? Anyone? What is the balance of A and what is the final balance of B after successfully performing a transaction? If anyone? Akanksha Shirsagar. After successfully performing this transaction, what is the remaining balance of A and account holder B? Yes. Yes, anyone? Anyone? Pooja? Omkar, are you there? Am I audible, guys? Yes, Sanskriti.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, after successfully performing the transaction, transfer the 100 rupees to A to B. So what is the available balance of A and B after successfully executing that transaction?
Sorry to say, ma'am, I was there in the lecture, but I was facing some network issues because that's why I was not able to hear you properly.
This problem for everyone or you?
No, that was from my side. It's raining heavily here. That's why I wasn't able to hear you properly.
Okay, fine.
It's from my side, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So see at here, after transferring 100 rupees in the account A having 500 rupees. Okay, so 100 rupees is deducted from the A and credited to the B, right? So the remaining amount of amount in the A is what? 400 rupees, and the B having 700 rupees. Getting, Sanskriti?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Getting it.
Yeah. So means what? So data caching means what? So data that are shifted to the client can be okay. Same you can performing the same transaction on that same account A and B. Every time you can require the A and B. Every time you can require the A and B. So that time this data are stored into the cache for fastly access. Okay. For that, the data is storing into the cache at client even after completing that transaction. So cache coherency problem is occurred. Check that cache data is up to date before it is used. Okay, so you can performing the transaction T1. So that time account A having 400 rupees and account B having 700 rupees. Again, you can perform the transaction on the same account. You can deduct 200 rupees from B. B can sending 200 rupees to A. Right. So at that time, when you accessing the data from cache, मी काय सांगितलं ट्रान्झॅक्शन परफॉर्म झालं की तो डेटा कॅश क्लायंट साइडला कॅश मध्ये स्टोर होतोय and again you can performing this transaction on that same account. So data is storing on that cache, but before using that data, check that cached data is up to date or not. Suppose other client can be using same data and they can modify that data. Okay, but in your cache that modification is not there. So at that time cache coherency problem is occur. So ensure that the data is not updated by the different client after caching. तुम्ही तुमच्या कॅश मध्ये ज्यावेळेस तो डेटा स्टोर केलाय दुसऱ्या कुठल्या क्लायंटनी तो यूज केलेला आहे का यूज केला असेल तर ऑब्विसली तो डेटा मॉडिफाय झाला असेल पण तो मॉडिफाईड डेटा तुम्हाला पुढच्या ट्रान्झॅक्शनला घेणं गरजेचं आहे. सो इन्श्युअर दॅट the data is not updated by the different client after caching. म्हणजे तुम्ही पहिलं ट्रान्झॅक्शन परफॉर्म केलं तुम्हाला पुन्हा तेच अकाउंट पाहिजे म्हणून तुम्ही काय केलं सर्व्हर वरती न ठेवता डायरेक्ट कॅश मेमरी मध्ये ठेवलं का तर फास्टली ऍक्सेस साठी. बट when you performing the next transaction on that same data, check that cached data is up to date before it is used. Cache data is up to date before it is used means ensure that the data is not updated by the different client after caching. कॅशिंग केल्यानंतर दुसऱ्या कुठल्या क्लायंटनी तो डेटा यूज केलेला आहे का किंवा काय अपडेट केला आहे का. सो यू कॅन इन्श्युअर दॅट द मेसेज मस्ट स्टिल बी एक्सचेंज विथ द सर्व्हर to check its validity and acquire the locks on data again. मग त्यासाठी तुम्हाला काय करावं लागेल सर्व्हरला मेसेज पाठवावा लागेल की यू कॅन एक्सचेंज द मेसेज टू द सर्व्हर अँड चेक इट्स व्हॅलिडिटी की कुणी त्यामध्ये चेंज केलेलं आहे का. Can acquire lock on that data and you can perform your transaction. So are you getting? Data caching. If some of the data item required frequently, you can perform the transaction frequently, that client can store that data into that cache. Okay, and again you can perform the transaction on that data. So check that whether that cache data is up to date or not. You can ensure that data is not updated by the different client. Okay, after caching. So for that, client must exchange a message to the server side and check its validity, and then if no one can be updated that data, you can acquire the lock on that data and you can perform the transaction. Okay, so that is nothing but the data caching. See at here. So transfer 100 RS to A to B. So the A and B client can be request for A and B. Data server can send that A and B record to the client side, and again they are going to using same account, so that time client can be put that A and B record into the cache. Okay, but after in the second time they can perform a transaction without going to the server side. They can access that data from here, from that cache, but client having responsibility to check whether that any other client cannot be updated that data. Okay, so client can sending a message to the server that data is valid or not. If it is valid, then again they can acquire that lock and perform the transaction. Okay, so that is nothing but the data caching. Then moving to the next issue, that is last issue, that is log caching. So it is use of data is mostly partitioned among the client, with the client rarely requesting that data that are also requested by the other client. So see, जसं मी आता सांगितलं की data caching, similarly log caching. If suppose if client one can perform the transaction, they can require a data A and B. So the before performing that transaction, the server can log that data, and other client are also requesting the same data by the other client. So that time what happen, log can be retained by the client machine, and if the client find that data and log permission in the cache, so it can access the data without communicating with the server. Already I am talking about that. So before performing the transaction, if whether that data is present in your cache, you can't use it. Why? Because other client are also updated that data. So the client must be exchange the message to the server side whether that data is valid or not, and then you can acquire the lock. But the server must keep track of all the cache log. सर्व्हरची रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आहे की कॅश मध्ये ज्या ज्या ठिकाणी डेटा ठेवलाय त्या सगळ्यांवरचे लॉकला ट्रॅक करणं. सो दिस इज अ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ दॅट सर्व्हर. If other client requests a lock on that data atom, the server calls back lock from the client when it receive the conflicting lock request. So due to that reason, server must keep track of all the cached lock. Cache मध्ये जेवढे जेवढे डेटा आयटम आहे त्याच्यावरती लॉक कुणी कुणी लॉक टाकलाय त्याची इन्फॉर्मेशन, त्याचं रेकॉर्ड सर्व्हरकडे असणं गरजेचं आहे. Client returns a lock once no local transaction is using it. एकदा का क्लायंटने लॉक रिटर्न केलं, so client cannot be perform any transaction on it. Similar to de-escalation but across transaction. De-escalation means what? Already I am talking about that. De-escalation, log de-escalation. Yes, log de-escalation means what? In that case, we need to take back lock on the data item that are not used it. It is called lock de-escalation. म्हणजे मगाशी मी सांगितलं की क्लायंटला फक्त A and B पाहिजे होतं, पण डेटा सर्व्हरनी काय केलं, ABCD हे एंटायर पेज क्लायंट साइडला शिफ्ट केलं. ओके, पण क्लायंट A ला C आणि D ची गरज नव्हती, तरी पण काय झालं की ABCD सगळे रेकॉर्ड कुठे आले, क्लायंट साइडला, and client can acquire the lock on all these ABCD, but other client want a data of C and D. Okay, an unnecessary client one can perform means put at grant the lock on means server can grant the lock on ABCD. So that time server can send a message to the client side. What you need to take the back all these locks, okay, on that data item that are not used. जे तुम्ही use करत नाही त्यांच्या ते काय करा, take back to the server side, and then again server can assign that data to the other client. Okay, so that is nothing but the de-escalation. Okay, so these are the issues are happened in the data server. Okay, in the server system architecture consists of two types of server, transaction server and data server. In the data server, name itself suggests that it consists of the data. Transaction server are mostly used in the relational database system architecture, and the data server are used in the object oriented database system. Okay, so this is overall about server system architecture. I think it is clear. Hope you that all of you have to clear that server system architecture. Yes or no? Please put it into the comment box. Yes or no? I need a reply from your side. Everyone has to be cleared it. Yes, Ahilya, yes. Other? Please, I need a reply from your side. Yes, Pooja, Sanskruti, Gaurav, Gauri, Digvijay, Monali, Onkar. Are you getting that server system architecture? Server system architecture is broadly categorized into two types, transaction server and data server. Transaction server is used for the relational database system and data server is used for object-oriented database system. In the data server, having the issues are what? Already, these are the four issues. Page shipping, atom shipping. Page shipping versus atom shipping. And the other is locking, data caching, and lock caching. These are the issues when you're using a data server. Okay, so today we are going to stop at here. I think this point is cleared. Okay, then we are in the next lecture we are going moving to the parallel system architecture. Okay, in the next lecture we will see the parallel system architecture. Okay, fine. So here I am going to take the attendance. Yeah. Today, I think, okay, 13 October. Okay. So Pratiksha Bhosle. Okay, please give me attendance. Pratiksha.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, roll number 6. Ahilya.
Present, madam.
Manashri.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Then Akanksha.
Present.
Gauri Kulkarni.
Present, ma'am.
Aparna.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, Aparna 28. Fine. Then
Present, ma'am.
okay, fine. Sanskruti.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 30. Then Siddhi. Siddhi. Okay, fine. Geeta.
Yes, ma'am.
Tajmin.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 48. Jitendra.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Jitendra. Mukund. Yes. Gaurav.
Ma'am, 59, Mukund.
Okay. Mukund 59. Fine. Then Snehal Deshmane. You are from also division A, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You are joiner now, na?
No, I got list. I have test, ma'am.
Okay, fine. It's okay. Then roll number 18, who is Pallavi? Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then moving to the division B.
Ma'am, from division A, Sanika Vyavahare, roll number 40.
40.
Ah, yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Okay,
36. 36.
36. 36. Who is 36?
Monali Shinde, ma'am, 36.
Okay, fine. Then moving to the division B, roll number 3, Anuradha.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Priyanka Mani,
Yes, ma'am.
Pooja,
Yes, ma'am.
roll number 14, right? Then 26, Tejaswini Patil. Monali Shinde, what's your roll number?
Ma'am, A36.
Okay, fine. And Sanika Vyavahare?
Ma'am, A40, 40.
Okay, fine. So yeah, you can rename your names, and before that you can write that as like A40, A36. Okay, Manali? Yeah. Okay, fine. So from B division, Digvijay
Present, ma'am.
and Aditya. B35. Okay. So anyone can be remaining from division B? Anyone is remaining from division B? No, na? Okay, fine. Okay.
A68, ma'am.
B68.
No, A68.
Yeah. I am put at that A68. Make
Okay,
it
ma'am.
present.
Thank you.
Okay, fine. Okay, guys. So thank you so much. Have a good day. And see, guys, if you please feel free. If you have any doubt, you can't clear any concept, you can freely ask with me. Okay.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Have a good day.
B26, ma'am.